Did you guys hear about the Seattle Pacific University and their graduating class? Instead of shaking the hand of the president, they offered him a pride flag in demonstration of the school's policy that bans LGBTQ staffers. So let's take a look at the clip and then we'll come back and talk about it.
They are calling it their final act of defiance. During graduation this weekend, some Seattle Pacific University students handed the university's interim president a pride flag instead of shaking his hand. For almost a month, students have been protesting the policy banning staff members from being in same-sex relationships.
We just wanted to have a very visual display at graduation of how our community is still continuing to fight against the policies at SPU. That just because we're graduating doesn't mean that we are going to forget or stop fighting.
Tonight, Pete Manjarrez, interim president of SPU, told King 5, quote, "It was a wonderful day to celebrate with our graduates. Those who took the time to give me a flag showed me how they felt, and I respect their view."
Well, guys, this is a not so interesting approach if you think about it, because the school is a religious organization and it's an affiliate of the Free Methodist Church. And so they stand by this policy and say that if you go to the school or you participate in the school as a staff member, employee, that these are some of the guidelines that are, around the church and in their thought process and the way that they think. And so with that being said, it just lends itself to this is our policy and that's it. 2 board members actually stepped down in protest of this. So it's not a surprise that the graduates made, their last appearance to let the president know that they just don't agree with the Board of Trustees. Besa, what do you think about this? Is it part of the course? It's not like the policy's hidden and they're doubling down on it.
I think it's kind of weird. And I was actually on Hits when I finally, when I heard about it, I was just doing my day-to-day research. And I felt a way about it because like you said, it's like, you know what kind of school that you go to. It would be different if this was like Cleveland High School, Garfield High School, John Muir Elementary, like a regular school. Hell, it would be different if it was UW. But it's a religious school, so you kind of knew what you were signing up for when you went there. And if they're already a part of different organizations that basically say that they're not for, gay love, whatever, I don't really understand the point of the protest. Like at that point, were you just trying to go viral? Because again, you kind of already knew what you were signing up for. It's like working at McDonald's and then being mad when they're like, "Hey, I need you to go shake the fries." Like,
I agree. I agree. And I think the students, the only reason they possibly feel some type of way is that while they have a non-discrimination policy that still is, upheld by this religious, affiliation, it is also saying that they're asking employees to refrain from same-sex activity, but it says that the school is committed to diversity, equity, inclusion, all of those politically correct terms, and that it welcomes lesbian, gay, transgender individuals of all kinds. And so I'm not really sure how it's okay for students and they're welcoming LGBTQ plus students, but they're not welcoming the employees on that side. So it's an interesting policy here. And I'm sure that this is not going to be the last we hear about it.
Sounds like everyone's confused to me, but that's just my thoughts.
And,